Oliver North is here? He's been everywhere, hasn't he, that bastard? Hey, you talk about a guy who had fun. Oliver North had about as much fun as anybody has had for about 5 years in government. No one knows who was running the White House. It turns out that Oliver North was running the foreign policy. And Oliver North, for 6 years or so, had the run of the whole world. He could rent Switzerland. He could buy fleets of Danish boats. The government's not involved in Central America. Didn't you hear? Yeah. There's a bunch of renegades who were prowling around naked in the White House basement, fucking the secretaries. And they got no money. Nobody's traced any money to the Contras yet. They said they got $100,000, but it came from somewhere else. Oliver North had, 3 days that Ed Meese gave him in order to clear out and shred all the files on this hideous criminal operation that Meese knew all about. There were 4 people who knew about it. It was Meese, Bush, Reagan, and North.
And Fawn Hall.
Probably so, yeah, Fawn Hall. And, well, she was, that's why they gave her immunity. She didn't know all about it. So they given her immunity on the shredding. So when the whistle was blown on them, when this Syrian paper in Iran blew the whistle on the arms deal, and the rats went wild in Washington after that, Meese said to Oliver North, who had been a real champion, well, he was the Dick Tracy, the hero, everything of the administration. How he did that, I'll never know. So here's Ollie North, who's now pleading the fifth, in there with Fawn Hall for 3 days, trying to get rid of the documents. Now, have you seen the documents they got out of there? Gee, God, what came out of there was a monster file of horrible gibberish. And here, what in the hell were they doing down there? Ollie North and Fawn Hall, and probably that son of that Contra, that Cruz, or what's his name, the little maniac who was probably seen to marry Fawn Hall. Here's a Contra leader in the White House Situation Room, down in the NSC basement, with the secretary all the time, with Oliver North. And they shredded everything they could, and they tried to get the computer clean, and they couldn't do any of it. George Bush had no fun. Oliver North had fun.
What was Bush's role?
George Bush's role, I would suspect, my feeling is he's the most guilty of all of them. No, we have a story here that's going to be worse than Watergate, much deeper. Twice what I say by accident.
You really
Everybody with a coffee on their flashlight.
Yeah.
And get this little bastard. You know, I can signal people and bring them in. They didn't see the pistol. That might have caused me trouble. It's not illegal, but it's fancy.
Yeah,
What?
What's it like?
Oh, yeah. Well, then I had to get rid of it. You know, to fire it off. Hey, man.
Although you've never said that.
You need change?
Do we have any cigarettes?
Why aren't you typing?
Because I don't have any cigarettes.
Oh.
Gee,
Oh, man, I try. Oh. Now, here's the vice president. Yeah, he had a staff aide named Donald Gregg, who ran the aid to the first phase of the aid to the Contras operation. And he had that Max Gomez, or alias Max Gomez, Rodriguez, an old-time Cuban anti-Castro Miami type. And these people worked out of Bush's office. And there's an arms sale trial in New York that was canceled about 2 months ago, with 17 really bad people on trial for selling arms to Iran for $2 billion. And the reason for it was that George Bush, they said, had okayed the damn thing. Now, that was $2 billion. And they're looking now for $19.5 million which has clearly disappeared. Gone. Garbunafar, ugly little bastard, bad temper. And, they're seizing Khashoggi's airplanes, his Salt Lake City shopping centers. But 20 million is nothing. These people were in for $2 billion, and it was dismissed because George Bush interfered, allegedly, in the evidence procedure. And that McFarlane, really a silly little fart, who, that's true, I'm sorry I coarse about it, used to work for John Tower as a staff assistant. A man who, ate 30 volumes and thought he would kill him? Shit, Jim Morrison ate 30 volumes for breakfast. It was a lame thing, but we have people who nobody here would drink with. You wouldn't give them a ride in your car if they were hitchhikers and they got in and started saying, well, you're like, what are you doing, man? Where are you going? Well, I'm going to Washington. I'm the National Security Advisor. And, a madman, I give him a ride for a while. But McFarlane and Poindexter were so dumb and so low and ugly and just cheap that you'd put him out at the next crossroads. Almost all politicians and all lawyers should be castrated so their genes should not be passed along.
What about your genes?
My genes? I've been selling them for a long time in a massive sperm bank. Yeah, out of Frankfort, Kentucky. Yeah, the J.C. Penney family runs a sperm bank. That's true, out of Frankfurt. And I've been selling my sperm to them for about 13 years. You ask me how I live and how I pay for my drugs and my whiskey? Well, that's how I do it. Why can't I find...
What do you need?
Ashtray.
Take that cup right here.
What happens?
That cup right there. Right. You use that thing?
Yeah.
All right.
No, he's going to bring your name up. What is it called? No.
Red tape.
Kind of what do you say?
I don't want to be repeating myself here. Are you getting something out of that? I don't want to be doubling up on that more.
Yeah, we'll get this to you in just a sec.
All right. David, what are those holes out there on the four corners? 14 and 15?
Yeah, 15 14 on end.
We got caught in the dark?
Yeah. The ones we played in the dark were 16, 17, and 18.
Okay, 15, 17, 18, and shot for $1,000 there. Yeah.
I remember every lousy sticking shot.
I bet you did, man.
I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Crippled him. Came into a Jeep in green in the darkness. He had actually hit a really good shot. I had glanced at mine, it was totally over a tree. So. And he had the hole locked up with like Bernie. We sludged up in the green, and I thought I lost my ball. As we came to the green in the darkness, there was a ball like 10 feet up. And I got 180 yards, 7-iron over a huge tree. I couldn't believe it.
Okay, what about the next hole?
The next hole?
Where I hit the...
That's where you drove it into the bushes, right?
No, the par 3 where I hit it to 20 feet. You had a little squibber, 100 yards from the tee. Hit the second shot over the green. I go get down in 2 for a 3. You're sitting over the green in 2, 20 feet, and you hit a fucking 7-iron chip that takes 1 bounce, hits the fucking flagstick, and drops in like a stone.
Yeah, and the weird in the lane.
Asshole.
What about